your cabin mate. Yeah, this is also my first time going camping. Cool, right? But you know, I heard some weird stuff happening here. Oh, you haven't heard? Well, let me tell you. Apparently, there's a couple of serial killers here. Cool, right? Oh, I wish I was joking. But no, I'm serious. Like, really serious. You know, they suspect it actually might be someone in this camp. Like, maybe that kid Jeff. Hello! Welcome to another video of me yapping and reading. I'm Val, you can call me Vals, no difference whatsoever. As you can tell in the title, I'm going to be reading the fanfic that was made into an actual book. Now, this episode is going to be much longer than the other ones I posted, due to the fact that this book is literally 76 pages long. Editor's note here, I literally decided not to read the whole entire book in one sitting. So this episode's obviously just going to be chapter 1 and chapter 2, as you can tell by the title. But I just wanted to clarify that I'm not reading the whole book in one episode. Because 1, that means I have to sit here and actually read it. 2, a lot of editing for me. 3, I don't even know if people will genuinely even sit through the whole entire video. So I don't want to put that burden on all of you. And also, I'm just really lazy. So I'm not reading the whole book. I'm just reading chapter 1 and chapter 2. And depending how people take this video, I will possibly just upload the rest of like the chapters. There's 6 chapters in this book, by the way. So depending if people actually like me reading this book or not, I will upload the rest of the chapters. But for now, this is chapter 1 and chapter 2. So, I don't know. Just lay back and relax as I read this story to you with my terrible reading skills. Before I really start, I want to mention that sorry if I stutter or repeat myself or even pronounce some things wrong. This is literally just how I talk. So, yeah, sorry. And I hope you stick around still, even with my terrible reading skills. Moving on, so there were some comments on my last couple of videos that I would like to address. And when I mean comments, I just mean that one comment someone like commented that like corrected me on some of the information of like what I said on my Jeff the Killer story that I read. So it says, Slenderman, Hoodie, and Masky are not creepypasta characters. Slenderman originates as a series of photos from the Something Awful forum and was popularized by the Marble Hornets web series. Hoodie and Masky are from that web series also. I don't know why creepypasta fans like incorporating other non-creepypasta online horror stuff into the creepypasta fanon. For Jeff the Killer, the creepypasta uploaded to the wiki on 2011 is not the original story. The original Jeff the Killer was written in 2008 by someone named, don't know how to pronounce that, on YouTube, and I think Newgrounds, where both Jeff and Leo are featured, but not the bullies or parents. I think Jeff was just, don't know how to pronounce that, roleplay OC, and he wanted to share background information of his OC. Now, I do have to say, I know technically Masky and Hoodie are part of the Marble Hornets series. I just mentioned them since people always associated them with creepypasta. Not many people actually know that Masky and Hoodie are part of a whole different thing, aka the Marble Hornets. And not many people even know what the Marble Hornets are, so for those of you who don't know what Marble Hornets is, it's based on Slenderman, like the comment said. And it's this huge video series on YouTube that started back in 2009. To sum it up, there's a character named Alex who is making video entries. It was like a whole project he was pretty much working on. He ended the project due to being stalked by the operator frequently, the operator being Slenderman, and handed the tapes over to his friend and Marble Hornets narrator, Jay. Alex told Jay that he planned to burn the tapes, but being a good friend, Jay was given the tapes and posted them on YouTube in hopes that others could help him understand what was so distressing about these tapes. Alex transferred to another school shortly after, and Jay hadn't seen him since. I won't be going into too much detail about the whole series. If anything, I'll try making a separate video about the series soon. I'm currently working on the script, but it's like a lot of detail, and I'm planning to also go through several of like the tapes and try summarizing it for you guys. But please do keep in mind that there's like 87 tapes plus like the intro entry. So please be patient with me. The Marble Hornets video will come out sooner or later if anybody really cares for it. So yeah, it's in progress right now, so please be patient, and I hope you guys would enjoy it whenever it does come out. But for now, enjoy this video. And also, credit to the Slender Wiki for being able to sum up this great series, because if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be able to sum it up for you guys at all. I'll put the link in the description of the original like Marble Hornets stuff if you're interested in actually reading the whole thing. And if you're impatient, there's several other videos out there I would recommend of Marble Hornets. The ones that are popping up on the screen, because I literally cannot remember any of these YouTubers' names, especially one of my favorite YouTubers. I really like his videos. He does a really good job with like telling you information of all these games and shows and like conspiracies and creepypastas. So definitely recommend that. Now let's talk about the fanfiction that was written of Jeff the Killer and was published. Now here's my little disclaimer. In no way am I trying to bully or attack the original creator of the fanfic. I'm doing this for fun and to reminisce on something that I was obsessed with when I was young. The original creator has already said and mentioned they created this when they were 15 for a competition and only had a month to write it. So they really didn't have enough time to make it like perfect. They got enough shit for the book from people on the internet that even like 4 years ago, they posted an apology. Now, I'm getting this from Reddit, so I'm not 100% sure if this is them actually saying it or not. I tried looking for the apology on YouTube and DeviantArt, but wasn't able to find it, so it could be that they deleted it or something, or they maybe never posted the apology, but I don't see a reason why the person that posted the apology on Reddit would lie about something like that, so take it with like a pinch of salt. But anyways, this is what they said. Hello everyone, my name is Nisha Nicholson. I am the author of the whole Jeff the Killer Insanity series. It was and still has been brought to my attention that everyone really hates my book. I was only 15 at the time when I wrote it and only had a month to complete it because it was for a writing contest, which I actually won. I'm sorry that there were so many grammatical mistakes and things wrong with it. I really didn't have the time for it to be perfect like an actual book. I didn't expect there to be this much backlash. A few YouTubers have made videos about it and their fans completely attacked me for it in the comments. This will probably be the last apology I make. I've already made one on YouTube and DeviantArt. I in no way intended to hurt or harm anyone. I probably won't ever be writing again in fear because the backlash and bullying was so bad the first 2 times around. And for the fans that actually like my series, I apologize that I won't be finishing it, but please be aware, bullying hurts and can lead to real pain. I'm a real human being with real feelings. Thank you. And I also know that they posted something on Amazon too, where their book is available. It doesn't really tell me when the video was posted that they put it on Amazon, but it's basically them saying the exact same thing of like, I'm sorry that the book was terrible, and something about like rewriting it if people wanted her to, but I'm not 100% sure what the timeline is between like the apology she posted on YouTube and DeviantArt and to the video that she posted on Amazon. Look, I know this is like 4 years ago and stuff, but still, it's weird that like people would go to such lengths on something that was written by some 15-year-old, especially about like a fictional character, to like straight on bullying and even trying to tear her down is just weird. Especially on something as stupid as a fanfic. We all did some cringe stuff when we were young, so who really cares? And let people have their fun. I really hope the original creator is doing okay, and I hope nothing but the best for them. 15 is literally the age a lot of us just did stupid shit. I just never understood the reasoning for bashing kids for doing like kid stuff. I could say the same for the original story on Jeff the Killer. Was the story bad? Sure, whatever. But in all seriousness, it's a story made by some kid for fun. And as like the comment suggested, it's like an OC story, so it's like even more prevalent to sound a little dumb. And also, it takes a lot of guts to just put something like that on the internet anyways. So, I don't know, let kids be kids. And let them be cringe. Some of you wonder why kids don't act the same anymore in this generation. And it's simply because a lot of people just bully them. And not let them do what kids do best, which is like literally being cringe. I really hope I'm not contradicting myself. And now that I'm like thinking about it, sorry if I seemed mean or like I was bullying the original creator of the Jeff the Killer story, aka the story that was posted in 2011. I had fun reading it even if it didn't make sense. I don't know, these type of things just make me sad because I know when I was young I posted and did stupid cringe stuff related to creepypasta, but I had fun while it lasted. So like I said, in no way am I trying to bully or even make fun of the author for this fanfic. I've always wanted to read this and just have fun reminiscing on something we all did when we were young, which is simply like being cringe. So yeah, my rant is over. Now on to the actual fanfic that was made by Nisha Nicholson. Disclaimer. Like I said in the very beginning, I stutter a lot and I may pronounce things wrong. And like the authors said themselves, like there's a lot of grammatical like mistakes in here. So sorry if I read something wrong. It's most likely will be due to that one single factor of it having grammar mistakes. So keep that in mind as I read this story, and I'll try my best to make sure it sounds as smooth as possible. But if not, you know why. Insanity, Jeff the Killer, by Nisha Nicholson. Chapter 1. Naomi, are you ready to go? My mom called from downstairs. I grabbed my suitcase and pillow and headed downstairs. Yes, I'm ready, I sighed. Do I have to go to camp? Yes, you do. I signed you up and paid for everything. I went out the back door and put my things in the trunk. I got in the front seat. You'll have fun, Naomi, Mom said. You might even meet someone there. Sure, Mom. You always say that. I put my headphones in. I always get this weird feeling when something bad is about to happen. I got that feeling on the way to camp, and something usually does happen. Last time it happened, I cut my hand open while slicing lemons and limes for juice. I still have the scar. We got there and I got my stuff out of the car and went to find out where my cabin was. On the way there, I passed a kid who looked like my age. As I walked by him, that feeling got stronger, but I dismissed it. I stopped and looked at him. He had a white hoodie on. He also had short brown hair. Why would you wear a hoodie during the summer? I thought. He looked at me. He had blue eyes I couldn't help but stare into. He smiled at me, so I looked away and kept walking. I mumbled, "Weirdo." I met my counselor and campmates, and we went to our cabins. We had 2 hours before dinner. I put my stuff down by one of the beds and walked outside to the fire pit and plugged in my headphones. I sat there for a while, and when I was changing my songs, I heard a branch crack. I got up and then took my headphones out and listened. It sounded like it was behind me, but I didn't want to look. I was afraid it was some kind of wild animal. I felt a hand on my shoulder. I screamed and turned around to see the kid from earlier. "Oh, sorry. Did I scare you?" he asked. "Yeah, kind of," I said. "My name's Jeff." "I'm Naomi." "I noticed earlier you were staring at me. Why?" "Oh, I was just..." I stopped and thought. Why was I staring? So I made something up. "I was staring because you're wearing a hoodie during the summer." "Yeah, so?" he said. "It's weird," I said. "It's the way I dress," Jeff said. "No, not really." I sat down and Jeff sat next to me. "So, have you made any friends here yet?" Jeff asked me. "No, I'm not really the social type. What about you?" Well, no, but there is this blondie who has been apparently developing a crush on me." Speaking of which, there she is. A girl with blonde hair and green eyes walked past us. She had a pink shirt, a pink skirt, and pink flip-flops. I think this girl likes pink, I said. She looked over and saw Jeff. Hi, my future husband, Jeffy. Hi, Mallory, Jeff said in an annoyed tone. I turned and mouthed, Jeffy, really? Jeff just shrugged his shoulders. She came over and sat in between us, pushing me off the bench. Hey! I yelled. Oops, my bad. Did I do that? Mallory said sarcastically. I got up. Are you okay? Jeff asked. Yeah, I'm fine. Jeffy, don't pay attention to her. I'm so much better than that. She pointed at me when she said that. I felt rage boiling inside me. I wanted to slap those stupid blonde highlights out of her hair. Mallory, please don't do this, Jeff said. She didn't listen. She knows I'm better than her. I'm richer, smarter, more popular. And she stood up and got in my face. And I'm much prettier. Jeff's perspective. I knew that last comment pushed Naomi over the edge. I watched as her body tensed up. I knew she was going to do something she would regret. Did you really just say that? She asked. Yeah, I did. And what are you going to do about it? I heard the challenge in her voice. Then I saw it. Mallory had hidden a knife in her skirt pocket. I got up. I didn't know what to do, and then I got this weird feeling. I felt dizzy and dropped to my knees. My vision clouded. Mallory grabbed the knife and twirled it. You see, I can make you beautiful if you let me. No, get that thing away from me, I heard Naomi say. Oh, come on, it won't hurt that bad. Mallory grabbed Naomi by the shirt. Let me go, she screamed. Then I blacked out to more screams. I woke up and Mallory and Naomi were gone. There was some blood on the ground. I got up. These feelings kept getting worse and worse, I mumbled. I walked around and saw a cabin with pink light and heard a bunch of laughing girls. Now I'm sure that Jeff will want to be with me since the other girl won't be around him anymore. I got closer to the cabin when I heard Mallory's voice. So, what did happen to Naomi? Well, what happened, Jane, was that I was only going to make her beautiful like me, of course. But sadly, she refused and pulled a knife on me. So, what did you do next, Mallory? Another girl asked. Well, Sally, I was quick and took the knife from her and cut her. See, this is a knife I took from her. So, did you kill her? Sally asked. Of course not. I just merely scared her. I guess I don't need this knife anymore. I heard the cabin window open, and Mallory threw the knife out. I picked it up. It had blood on it. I touched the blade and an image flashed in my mind. I shook my head, freaked out by what I saw. I put the knife in my pocket. I figured I would need it again, but I just didn't know when. I walked around more to see if I could find Naomi, but I walked all around camp and couldn't find her. The only place I hadn't looked yet was the lake. I walked down there, but I couldn't find her. I started getting worried. What if Mallory had lied about killing her? I sat down in the sand. I don't know why I didn't stop her, I said. Stop who? I heard someone say. I looked around. Up here, the voice said. I looked up and saw Naomi on one of the tree limbs that looked over the lake. What are you doing up there? I asked. I don't know, just hanging, I guess. She jumped down. What are you doing here? I was looking for you. Why? Because I was worried Mallory had done something really bad to you, I said. Well, she did. Just look. She showed me her arm, and it was all bandaged up. So was her leg. She also cut my back and my waist, she said. That girl needs to go to therapy or something, I said. She needs more than therapy, Naomi said. I've known her my whole life. Well, that must have been really hard for you, I remarked. Yeah, it's been like this ever since we were little. It wasn't so bad back then. All she did was pull my hair, which turned into biting. Then when we were about 10, she got a clique of other girls together to push me around. Then at 12, that's when the knives came in, she said. Wow, that's awful. Yeah, it is. We sat down in the sand and watched the water. Blondes are crazy, she said. I want revenge, but my mom always says revenge is never the answer. If you want, I could talk to Mallory for you. Are you sure? You don't have to. Yeah, I'm sure. Thanks. I would hug you, but I would bring more pain to my wounds. I thought, sure, I would talk to her, but I had something else in mind. The image flashed, but I didn't dismiss it. I embraced it. We should get back, I said. Yeah, it's getting kind of late. I stood up and helped Naomi up. On the way back, Naomi surprised me with a question. So, Jeff, do you like Mallory? Huh? I asked if you like Mallory. I stopped walking. Why would I like a psycho? I was just asking. She walked ahead of me and stopped. I looked around her and saw why she stopped. There was a girl walking towards us. I realized it was Sally. I ran up beside Naomi. Sally stopped and looked at us for a second. I have a message from Mallory to Jeff. I stepped forward. What does she want? I asked. She wants to talk to you by her cabin, Sally said. Fine, I'll go see her. I rolled my eyes. Just between us, I don't like her. She's mean. I secretly think she's a witch. Naomi laughed. Mallory's more than a witch. She's a rattlesnake in pink flip-flops. I don't know why Mallory doesn't want you guys hanging around each other. Y'all are cute together, Sally giggled. Naomi coughed. I didn't say anything. Sally walked over to Naomi. I'm Sally. Sorry about what Mallory did to you. I'm just glad she didn't kill you. I'm Naomi, and yeah, I'm glad she didn't kill me either. I have to go now. Mallory's probably looking for me. Bye, Naomi said. Sally walked away. I sighed. I really didn't want to go see Mallory. So many images flashed in my mind at that moment. Hey, Jeff, are you okay? You look a little pale, Naomi asked. Yeah, I'm fine, I said. I guess I better go see what Mallory wants. I started walking away. Jeff, She started to say something. What is it? Never mind. I shrugged my shoulders and walked on. I looked back and saw her running back to the lake. Naomi's perspective. I couldn't bring myself to tell him. I don't know why, but I just couldn't. I sat in the sand and pulled my phone out. I had a text from my mom. It said, Hi, honey. How's camp? I hope you're having fun. Have you met that someone yet? I laughed at that last part. I had, but I didn't want to tell her I did. I stood up and started throwing rocks into the lake. I stood there while the clouds covered the moon, which surrounded the shore in complete darkness. I guess it's going to rain. I better get back, I said to myself. I walked slowly back to the main campsite. It started to sprinkle, and then it went into a downpour. Can this night get any worse? I said. I kept walking at the same speed back to my cabin. I came in soaking wet. Hey, Naomi, I haven't seen you all day. Where have you been? Katie asked. I've been around, I said. I changed into drier clothes and put on a camouflage jacket. This storm is crazy, I said. Yeah, I wonder where the rest of our cabin is. Probably in the mess hall playing cards or something, I said. I lay down on the bed and read one of my books that I brought. You're going to have to tell him sometime, Katie said. Tell who what? I asked, looking at her. Tell Jeff you like him. Who said anything about me liking Jeff? Sally came by and told me how she said you two were a cute couple and how you were shuffling nervously. I didn't shuffle, I coughed, I said. See, you just admitted to it. Shoot, I mumbled. Katie laughed. The cabin door opened and 2 other girls came in. Hey, May. Hey, Lacey. Hey, May said. We brought you 2 back a dessert from dinner, Lacey said. My stomach growled, and I sat up realizing I missed dinner. Here's some banana pudding for Katie. Awesome! I love banana pudding. And a large brownie with vanilla ice cream drowned in chocolate syrup for Naomi. Awesome! I couldn't possibly live without chocolate. Thanks, Lacey. You're welcome. I ate the whole thing in about 2 minutes. I sat there for a minute and then laid back down and continued to read. I tried to ignore the nagging feeling in the back of my head. It just kept coming back stronger. I plugged my headphones into my phone and turned on Katy Perry's Dark Horse. I listened and read, ignoring that feeling. Whatever it was, I didn't want to be involved. Our counselor came in and tossed a napkin with something in it onto my bed. I sat up and looked into the napkin. Inside was 3 buttered rolls with honey inside them, and they were still warm. Thanks, Kayla, I said. No problem. You must have been really hungry because I didn't see you at dinner. Oh, I was in the nurse's cabin getting some wounds taken care of. I showed her my arm. Oh, what happened? I cut my arm on a rock, I lied. Oh, I hope you feel better. Thanks. I went back to reading and listening to my music. Everybody's Fool came on. I thought, this describes Mallory so much. I started to get sleepy, and just in time too. Okay, girls, it's about lights out time, Kayla said. I put a mark in my book and snuggled into the covers. I fell asleep straight away. I had the worst nightmare ever. I was walking along camp in the early morning fog, and there was a trail of blood. I followed it to the cabin that was 3 away from mine. It looked really familiar. I didn't want to walk into the cabin, but the trail of blood led to the door. So I walked up the steps and slowly opened the door. What I saw was a bunch of bloody bodies of girls I recognized. One body was Mallory's. I screamed so loud I could have woken up the dead, but I'm glad I didn't. I ran out the cabin as fast as I could into the fog. Where is everyone? I yelled. I ran down the hill and bumped into someone or something. I stopped. In front of me was Jeff in his white hoodie, but it was all bloody. He turned and looked at me and said, I talked to Mallory and her friends for you. He held up a knife. It was the knife Mallory used to cut me. Remember this? I used this to talk to her. He laughed. Who are you? And what did you do to Jeff? He grabbed my shoulders. I am Jeff, Naomi. I screamed. Somebody help me! I woke up in the middle of the night sweating. Did that really happen? Then I heard a scream. Chapter 2. Jeff's perspective. I was in Mallory's cabin. I had killed all her friends, and now she needed to pay for what she had done to Naomi. Please, Jeff, don't hurt me. I promise it won't happen again. It's too late to promise anything now, I said. She backed up and hit the cabin wall. She looked around. If you're looking for something to use to get away, it's not going to work. I held the knife up. She looked up. Isn't that the knife I used to cut your friend open? She covered her mouth. I laughed manically. Of course it is. Now, I'm going to kill you with it. I stabbed her in the chest and whispered in her ear, Go to sleep. I stood up and was about to walk out when I saw a light just outside the cabin. I dove under one of the beds. The cabin door slowly opened and a girl walked in and shined the light around the cabin. The light shined on the back wall where Mallory's body lay. Whoever was in the cabin walked over to Mallory's body and screamed. This can't be happening! It was Naomi. I held my breath hoping she wouldn't notice something else that was in here. She pointed the flashlight around the cabin. I looked around too. The light ended up on my knife. I froze. Please don't see my knife, I thought. She dropped the flashlight. I really hope you didn't do this, Jeff. I stopped. Did she know I was in here? Or was she talking to herself? I'm going to have to ask him tomorrow, I guess. She ran out of the cabin, and I climbed out from under the bed. I picked up my knife and walked outside. I looked down. I needed a shower and a change of clothes. I was covered in blood and what smelled like to be lavender perfume. I walked through the forest to the bathhouse. I didn't need anybody seeing me all bloody. After my shower, I went back to my cabin and fell asleep. I woke up in the morning to a pillow in my face. What in the world? I sat up. Good morning, Jeff, I heard Joshua say. Sometimes this boy can be too happy, I thought. I got out of bed and pulled on a different hoodie. I went outside and walked around some. The memories of last night came creeping in my head. I started laughing. I really don't know why, but I did. I ended up walking to the lake and walked along the shoreline. I heard someone singing and walked a little further down the shoreline. I saw Naomi, her headphones in, singing to one of her songs. I quietly went over and sat beside her. She stopped singing and listened to her music. You have a nice voice, I said. She jumped a little. Thanks, Jeff. She didn't look too happy to see me. I was afraid she knew why. I smiled slightly. So, have you heard about what happened to Mallory in her cabin? No, what happened? She and her whole cabin were murdered last night. I acted surprised. Who would do something like that? Yeah, so the camp is having us leave early. They don't want anyone else dying. I frowned and thought, didn't expect that one coming. I need a ride home, I said. She looked at me and pulled her phone out. Hi, Mom. Camp is having us leave early. I need you to pick me and my friend up. He doesn't have a ride back home. Yes, ma'am, he's a boy. No, ma'am, we aren't. Yes, you will get all the details on the way home. Love you too. Bye. I laughed. My mom isn't even that nosy. My mom isn't nosy. She is just curious. She looked at her phone and sighed. I wonder what could have caused this to happen to them, she said. Well, sometimes people like that deserve to die, I said. She gave me a look that said, what are you trying to say here? I'm going to go pack my things, I guess, I said. Yeah, okay. I left the lake area and went back to my cabin. When I got there, so everyone's things were outside the cabin. I sighed. Why did I do it? I walked in and stuffed things in my bag. After I was done with that, I put my things outside the cabin door and decided to go back to the lake and see if Naomi was still there. As I walked, I thought about confessing what I had done, but then I thought, do you really want to go to jail? For some reason, I answered my own question out loud. No, I don't want to go to jail. I got back to the lake and looked around. Naomi wasn't there. Weird. I walked down to where we were sitting earlier and sat down. That was fast, I heard someone say. I looked around and then up in a tree. Naomi was hanging upside down with her headphones in. Oh yeah, I just kind of stuffed everything in my bag. I see. She dropped down from the tree. My mom should be here soon. She looked at her watch. I wonder if they will be serving lunch before we leave, I said. I don't think so. They want everyone out of the camp as soon as possible because of the killing. They are shutting down this place. She sighed. I had so many memories from when I was a kid and used to come here during the summer when my mom was a counselor here. Man, she looks really bummed out, I thought. She took off her small backpack and opened it. Want a marshmallow? She asked. No thanks, I'm good. Wait, hang on. You carry marshmallows around in your bag? No, it was just some camp snacks I brought along with me. Oh, okay. Her phone rang, playing Kingdom Hearts. Hello? Oh, hey, are you here yet? Okay, we'll be right there. She hung up. Come on. I followed her and grabbed my stuff on the way to the car. She opened the trunk and dropped her stuff in. I put mine on top of hers. I climbed in the back seat with her. Mom, this is Jeff, and Jeff, this is my mom, Naomi said. It's very nice to meet you, Jeff, her mom said. It's very nice to meet you too. We drove out of the camp and onto the road. From here to back where we live, it's probably a 2 to 3 hour drive. I messed around with the knife in my pocket. I sat there thinking, why in the world would I do such a thing? Hey, are you okay? I looked over at Naomi. Her face looked concerned. Oh, yeah? I'm fine. Why are you asking? It's just that you had a very serious look on your face, and then you looked sad. Oh, I was thinking of my little brother and his safety, and how he depends on me and stuff like that. Ah, okay, I get it. Then there was that awkward silence again. I thought what I did was self-defense for my friend. Friend is an understatement. Naomi's perspective. I wonder what's going on in his head right now. The times when you wish you had mind-reading powers. I mentally slapped myself. What am I thinking right now? Right, why would someone want to murder a whole group of teenage girls? I looked over at Jeff. No, I couldn't have been him. He's too sweet to kill someone. Don't know why I would think that. I shook my head and looked out the window. I plugged my headphones in like I always do and fell asleep. I woke up in my house in my room when I heard a window break. Then all I heard was a scream. Mom, are you okay? I called. No answer. I got worried, so I went down to check what had happened. I checked the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, and my parents' room. I guess the only room I haven't looked in is the family room. I was reluctant about going in there, so I went into the kitchen and grabbed the largest knife in the knife drawer, which was about 7.5 inches long. I knew I wasn't going to have a good chance going against someone with a gun, but possibly someone with another knife? Just maybe? But the thing is, I'm not so quick on my feet. I walked slowly into the room and heard someone singing what sounded like the song Awoken by Wooden Toaster. I try my best to block out the screams, but they're haunting me in my dreams, is what I heard. I stood in the entranceway at the broken window in the room, and then I saw him standing over my dad. I nearly dropped the knife when he turned around. I stared at that completely white face, black rimmed eyes, black hair, and blood-stained white hoodie. He started talking. Hello, Naomi. I hope you don't mind me barging in and killing your family. He laughed. I don't know why, but his voice sounded strangely familiar. I just couldn't place who it was. I gripped the knife. I couldn't just stand there and not do anything. I had to avenge my parents' death. I stepped in the room and started walking towards him. Half my brain was screaming, "What are you doing? You're going to get killed!" The other half was screaming, "You aren't afraid! Avenge your parents and kill him for his crime!" Why are you doing this, Jeff? I stood a few feet away from the boy and looked him dead in the face. If you're wondering why I did this, it's because I thought it was about time for your parents to go to sleep. He pointed the knife at me, and I thought it was about time for you to go to sleep. I took one step and felt something into my chest. I dropped the knife and watched as crimson blood spilled on the carpet. My blood. You're too slow, the boy said in a taunting voice. I fell backwards and looked into his face. It was like the face switched. I saw a boy with brown hair and blue eyes looking down at me. I finally managed to speak. Jeff, why? So you finally noticed, did you? Too bad it's too late for you to do anything about it. Everything was becoming dark. Just go to sleep now. I felt a hand on my face. It felt leathery somehow. And then I heard footsteps walking away. I jolted awake and patted my chest inside. Good, I'm still alive, I mumbled. You say something, Naomi? My mom asked. No, I was talking to myself as I usually do, Mom. Oh, alright. What do you and Jeff want for lunch? I want Arby's if that's okay with you. I looked at Jeff. Oh, yeah, that's fine with me, he said. Alright, Arby's it is, Mom said. I sat there. Why in the wide world was Jeff, or at least I thought it was Jeff, in my dream? Well, nightmare? I banged my head against a car window. Ouch! Jeff laughed. You laugh at people getting hurt too? Huh? Oh yeah, it's funny if I'm not the one getting hurt. He laughed more. I laugh at my mom all the time when she chokes. We both laughed. I looked over and looked at his hoodie and frowned. Hey, what's that? I asked. What's what? That. I pointed to a dark red spot on his hoodie. It's really red Kool-Aid. I stared into his eyes and saw utter nervousness, but I dismissed it. Like I said, he's too sweet to do something so gruesome. Yeah, whatever you say. I looked out the window again. I don't know why I had this gut feeling that he's the one behind all of the silence. Looking at my phone and wondering why I've been having these awful dreams lately. I tossed my trash in the bag. I wonder if this whole killing thing will be on the news, Mom said. It might. Big things like killing and stuff always end up on the news, I said. What do you think, Jeff? I asked. Well, I guess it could end up on the news, he said while fidgeting with his pocket hoodie. I leaned in close to him and whispered, You're acting really strange. How am I acting strange? He whispered back. It's like you did something completely awful. I don't know, I'm just thinking, what if the killer chose a different cabin than Mallory's and chose yours or something like that? I froze in my seat. I guess I never thought about that, I said. I could have been killed. I'm glad you weren't. I couldn't live without my little baby, my mom said. Mom, I'm not your baby anymore. I'm 16 years old, I said. I know, honey. I just like to think of you as still my little girl. I looked over at Jeff, who was trying his best not to laugh. I sighed and put my face in my hands. How much longer till we get home? I asked. Well, according to the GPS, I would say about 30 more minutes until we get to Jeff's home, my mom said. Okay. Hey, you have any paper or pencil I can use? Jeff asked me. Sure, I said and dug around my bag, tearing out a piece of paper from my journal and handing it to him along with a pen. He took it and started writing stuff on it. I sat there and messed with the string on my jeans. Here. He handed me the paper back to me. I looked at him confused. Open it, he said while looking at me. I opened it and read it. Now we can stay in touch with each other, he said. Yeah, thanks. I pulled out my phone and put his number in. Turn around and smile, I said and held my phone up to his face. He turned and gave me a big smile, and I took a picture for his contact. I heard my mom snicker a little bit. I just rolled my eyes. We drove through a neighborhood. Hey, this place looks really close to our house, I said. That's because we are a neighborhood away from our house, Mom said. Oh, got it. So I guess we will see each other again, Jeff said. What school do you go to? I asked him. I go to Winchester Academy. I go there too. Oh, that's cool. We talked for a little bit until my mom pulled into a driveway. Jeff got out of the car and my mom popped the trunk open so he could get his stuff. I climbed out as well and walked him to his house. Jeff knocked on the door. A boy about 3 years younger than me opened the door. He had blonde, shaggy hair and green eyes. Hey, Leo, Jeff said. Jeff, why are you home so early? Leo asked, confused. There was an accident at camp and they needed everyone back home as soon as possible. Leo looked at me. Who's this? He pointed his thumb at me. She's a friend I met at camp. Leo, this is Naomi. Naomi, this is my little brother Leo. Hi, I said. Hey, are you Jeff's girlfriend? Jeff flicked his brother on the forehead. No, she's not. My mom honked her horn. I guess I better go. See you later, Jeff. Bye, Leo. I ran to the car so Jeff couldn't see the redness in my face. I hopped in the front seat and my mom drove off. So, anything going on you want to tell me? My mom looked at me with that "is he your boyfriend" look on her face. Nope, nothing I have to say. I put my headphones in and listened to music until we got home. When we got there, I took my stuff and went upstairs, unpacked and laid on my bed till dinner time. Dinner is ready, honey, my mom called to me from the stairs. I rolled off my bed and headed downstairs and sat at the table. What are we having? I asked as my stomach growled loudly. We are having spaghetti and meatballs. Oh, that's great. I fixed my plate and grabbed 2 pieces of garlic bread. So how was camp? My dad asked me. Oh, it was alright, I guess. Did something interesting happen there? Yeah, a whole cabin of girls got murdered. There was silence. Let me make sure I heard you correctly. You said a whole cabin of girls was murdered? Yep, you heard correctly, I said and took another bite of my food. How could someone do something so ruthless and vile? I shrugged and finished. Thanks for dinner, Mom. I got up, washed my plate, grabbed my phone along with my headphones and went upstairs, closed my door and read a book or 2 and drew some stuff. Tomorrow is Monday, which means school. I screamed into my pillow and looked at my phone. I could text one of my friends, but they were all probably doing homework or something like that. Some of the girls were hanging out with their boyfriends, blah, blah, blah. I sighed and played a game on my phone. I looked through my contacts and selected a random one. I looked at the name. Jeff. Hey, it's Naomi. What's up? I waited and my phone played the text message tone. Oh, hey. Nothing much. Just being bored out of my mind. Haha, same here. And I figured all my friends are busy, so I didn't want to text them. Phone beeps. Well, I'm your friend, aren't I? I texted him back. Well, yeah, but you're you. I sent the message, and a couple seconds later he answered back. I am, but I'm your friend, correct? Yes, you are my friend. I actually get along with you well, unlike some people, aka Mallory. I sent the message and got an immediate reply. Oh, go turn on the news channel right now. Okay. I walked downstairs and sat on the couch and turned on the news. There has been a recent discovery of a cabin of girls found dead this morning at the camp known as Camp Ivy. I sat there intrigued by what I was hearing. Here we have Mallory's mother, a victim of this terrible crime. Tell us, Mrs. Marsh, who do you think did this? I don't know who would hurt my sweet angel darling Mallory. I laughed. Yeah, only you would say that. I listened on. We even had a beauty pageant to go to tomorrow, and my sweet baby girl was going to win her 17th trophy. Yes, that's quite nice, but, who do you think is responsible for this terrible feat? My sweet girl never had any enemies except for that one girl who lives next door to us. I feel sorry for whoever has to be that poor girl. There was a knock on the front door. Oh boy, I just had to open my mouth, didn't I? I walked and opened the front door to see a bunch of news cameras and flashing lights. See, just look at her. That's the face of a murderer. I heard Mallory's mom yell. I shielded my eyes from the flashing lights. A camera was pushed into my face. Tell us, did you kill the beauty queen, Mallory? I kind of stood there for a second, then took the microphone. No, I didn't kill anyone. Yeah, sure, I hated the girl's guts, but you should know that she's not as sweet and nice as you all think. I rolled up my sleeves on my shirt and rolled my shirt up my side. These cuts are proof that Mallory isn't sweet and innocent girl you think she is. She nearly killed me with her pink sparkly knife. The cameras turned to Mallory's mom. Is that true? Did your daughter have a pink sparkly knife? One of the reporters asked anxiously. She did, yes. She was cut off. You heard it here, folks. The beauty queen Mallory was really a monster in disguise. That doesn't mean anything. That girl there committed the crime of killing my daughter and her friends. Mrs. Marsh was dragged back to her house while the camera people left. I walked back into my house and slammed the front door shut. Stupid reporters. This is why I don't watch the news. I looked at my phone and saw about 50 people had messaged me. I skipped through all of them and went straight to Jeff's message. I never expected that to happen. I sent a message back. Yeah, some people are out of their mind crazy. My phone beeped. Yeah, I'm just glad you didn't say anything to make you look suspicious. Yeah, same here. Naomi, go take a bath and head for bed. My mom called from her bed. Okay, I yelled back. I have to go. I'll text you later or probably see you tomorrow at school. I plugged my phone in and headed out the room when I heard it beep. I might as well check one more message before I go to bed. I looked at my phone. Alright. I also have something really important to tell you. If I see you there, that is. I put my phone down and walked upstairs to my room and started the bath. I wonder what he needed to talk to me about. I finished up in the bathroom and headed for bed. Hee hee. I know what you're thinking. Val, why are you stopping here? There's literally like chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6. Look, I really don't want to sit here and read this whole entire book because I feel like this episode, not even episode, this video is going to be like 2 hours long because I read so slow. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do separate videos for each chapter. Like, the next video would be chapter 3 and 4, and then the final video would be chapter 5 and 6. Anyways, I also feel like not many people would stick around to me just reading the book in one sitting, especially since I'm not adding very much commentary in between takes. I'm just straight on reading it to you. And I feel like that's really boring. I think that's boring, that's great. But personally for me, I think it's a little boring, okay? And I feel like I should be a little bit more entertaining for you guys, if I'm being honest, especially all 35 of you that are subscribed to me. Thank you again, by the way. I didn't even thank you guys to begin with. Thank you so much for 35 subscribers. If I'm being honest, I really didn't expect people to subscribe to me, but I really appreciate it. And if you're here for my creepypasta videos, that's great because I'm making more. If you're not, don't worry, I'm still making art related content as well. Moving on from that, for now on, I feel like if I'm gonna be reading something, I should at least add a little bit of commentary here and there in between reads, because I feel like that keeps people's attention and I can actually give my opinion in real time as I'm reading it, especially parts where I'm confused. So I think I might start implementing that in my videos. So watch out for that because yeah, I'm gonna start literally giving my opinion live. I don't even know how to say it, in real time, I guess, as I'm reading the story. Moving on from all of that, I actually set myself a schedule of what my upload schedule is gonna look like, and it's gonna be I upload at least once a week or once every other week. No in between. I do work and I go to school, so recording these videos and also editing them takes quite a bit, so please bear with me as I'm just a girl trying to make it through life. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sorry if it was a little boring. I don't have many socials. I just have a TikTok that's in the description down below if you want to follow me there. I just post my art there. I don't really post anything related to creepypasta on there. But hey, if you want to check out my art, it's just down there in the description down below if you want to follow me there. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you'd like and like this video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Love you. Mwah.